Hello guys, we're here for our first bat rep of the evening. We've got Ben with his Durins folk versus Jack with his Gribblies. So Jack, do you want to just walk us through the list? I know we've got a couple of proxies.
Yes, so I've got Sheila playing as a Spider Queen, because she's not made yet.
Yeah.
Drazag. 16 giant spiders, 2 Mirkwood spiders, and a bat swarm.
I like it. So the Mirkwood spiders are the new rules, so they've got their own little warband, have they?
Yes.
Spot on, I like it a lot. Okay, Ben, what have we got in Durins folk for 600 points?
A Durins folk Erebor combination. General being Dane, leading 10 Khazad, Barlin with Durin's Axe, leading 9 Durins folk warriors with shield and a banner with shield, and then a Erebor captain, which I've converted from a Grimhammer captain.
Nice.
And 10 warriors of Erebor, all with spear and shield, even though I haven't put the shields on some of them yet.
I like it. So it's going to be quite a tough match. There's a lot of high defence, but there's a lot of strength as well. Does someone want to roll a dice for scenario? That is number 5, which I believe is Lords of Battle.
That's number 4.
Tension's building. Tension is mounting.
Reconnoitre.
Oh dear. It's Dwarfs versus Spiders at Recon. We'll come back after deployment. Okay, we skipped a couple of turns just to make sure everything actually comes on. So the Dwarfs have come on over here and they've mounted the hill on their way over. They're playing the fishnet strategy, given the speed of the spiders. And both warbands of Gribblies have come on. The Spider Queen took a little bit of a while to make it, but they're on their way. Obviously they've got a superior speed advantage for once they get to the breaking lines. Over here, me and Nathan are starting our own game. We're not going to record this. We might record one in a bit. We've had the first casualty, which is the wheel snapping off the blister, which no one wants. And Nathan's currently working out his top secret, although not so secret anymore, Mirkwood Elves list. We'll come back after the movement phase. Okay, so we've skipped a couple of turns to get to the combat. As you can see, a couple of lucky spiders have broken the line. So here we are in the main area of combats. The Mirkwood spiders, I believe they tried to paralyse into the combat and paralyse the spider, which is classic spiders, I guess. Barlin has decided to go on heroic combat against this lucky spider. And then over this side, we've got a very angry looking Spider Queen poised to attack, and a couple of spiders hitting the flank, hoping to sort of bounce around. So we'll come back after the combat phase. So here we are at the end of the combat phase. I believe it's 2 spiders down for 4 dwarves.
Yep.
So quite a good round of combat for the dwarves. I know they've lost some numbers, but point for point they're doing significantly well. Over this side, the spiders look like they've got the better of them, but Barlin did successfully win his combat and he did smash through 2 spiders. So we're going to go into movement phase now. So after the move phase, the dwarfs have caught up with some spiders, and I don't really know who's going to win that side. In the centre, the spiders are making a little bit more progress, but there's still a couple of dwarfs kicking about. We have an enraged Spider Queen there, looking very angry indeed. With Drazag now sitting on 4 will points, because I think he just threw 1 dice at it. And a couple of spiders breaking through the line here. So this combat phase is going to be quite important, I think. Let's see what the Spider Queen can do. And here we are at the start of the turn. The dwarves are taking some heavy losses, but they still have far more models than Jack. So the game of Recon is not lost yet. The Spider Queen wreaked absolute chaos. Managed to get a hurl wound on Dane, which he saved with Fate. And I believe the dwarfs have just won a heroic move off. So we'll be back after movement phase. So here we are just going into the combat phase. This little dwarf warrior has 2-turned a spider all by himself. He's MVP at the moment. Dane did win the heroic move off, so the Spider Queen is looking a little bit worse for wear, and I believe Drazag has also been charged, so no more spells for a while. This poor spider's looking a little bit gemmed up on, and the Mirkwood spiders are still just hanging out trying to get some cheeky paralyses off. The kill toll is still in the favour of the spiders, but the points toll is still in the favour of the dwarves. So let's have a look after the combat phase. Another grisly round of combat has ensued, and some dwarfs look like they're going to make it. It's an astonishing story of success in the plight of danger. Ben is how many off broken?
2 off.
And Jack is
3.
3 off. Right, okay, so it's a very, very close game. However, the dwarves are more likely to stay when this all goes Pete Tong. The Spider Queen is gone. There was a very large Spider Queen shaped hole after Dane was finished with her. But this is a very, very close game at the moment.
Doesn't care.
Okay, movement phase is now done. A spider is almost free from the reckless dwarf captors.
Don't forget why no one liked it straight away.
Barlin is looking in a not very good position, let's be honest. Hopefully he can wing it and get out of there.
Still got a mic point.
We've got this pesky Mirkwood spider, which I believe has paralysed something again.
No.
Did he hit Dane?
He successfully hit Dane and who avoided it with fate point.
So he hit Dane, and Dane has been stripped of a fate point. However, there is very little in the way of spiders left. And this little band of, they should be promoted to Dwarf Rangers, is very close to the board edge with nothing really in range to stop them. We'll come back after combat phase. The question to be asked is, will Barlin survive? So, Ben, how are we currently sitting?
Very close. It's currently 3-2 to me.
Yeah.
But we're both one off breaking.
Yep. And you both have 3 models a turn away from moving off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all down to this now. It's all down to whether Dane messes up Druzag.
Which is fairly likely.
General on general.
Wait. Paralyse.
Oh.
In the shooting phase, on a 6.
5.
No.
That'll fail. Anyway.
So,
It's all down to Barlin.
but most importantly, Barlin actually survived somehow. We don't know how, it's a
How many
mystery.
dice do you throw at it?
Too many.
No.
16, 20 dice and no wounds.
No 6s.
Yeah,
That-
20 dice and no
It's
6.
truly spectacular. However, it's this dwarf here that's going to do the damage. I can feel it.
It's going to have to be.
He's going to have to chop him up. So, 3-2. Both are 1 off broken. Both have 3 models within moving reach of the board edge. Let's go into combat. So here we are at the end of the move phase. There is not a lot of spiders left. We've calculated that everything on the table needs to die for Jack to be quartered and the game to end. So, Ben, how many got off that turn?
2 made it off. 1 fell his courage chest right on the edge, which is extremely frustrating. And then 2 Jack spiders made it off, and 1 also ran. So
what's the score currently?
he's currently sat at 9-5 to me.
Right.
But with it still...
Is it still hanging in the balance?
Don't think so.
Not anymore. I think it's more gone to my favour now. It's just a case of
Mopping up.
mopping up, yeah.
Right, well, let's come back at the end of combat. I still can't believe Barlin is... Okay, guys, so we're here after the end of a brutal game of Recon. And although people would favour the spiders in this scenario, given the speed, it actually went to the dwarfs. What was the final score, Ben?
It was 9-5 to the Durins folk and Erebor.
Brilliant. And what went right?
For me, the fact that the Mirkwood spiders paralysed their own spiders twice.
But yeah, that's always good.
Yeah, just in general, I think the dice rolls really sort of they just went against you. The Spider Queen, unfortunately, Jack's having not played with this army before, left Druzag a little bit vulnerable, and I only managed to get 1 enrage off before I basically wrapped up in combat.
Yeah.
And then managed to get the jump with a counter heroic. Luckily got the roll off, which actually I think of all the roll offs, I think I only lost 1 roll off. I think all the rest. So dice went definitely in my favour.
Yeah.
And then managed to take out the Spider Queen in 1 turn of combat, which was handy.
Yeah,
So,
it's quite easy to do given the defence 4, which is why a lot of people opt for Sheilov. But the weight of attacks is also really tasty, so it's quite a trade off. So Jack, it's your maiden voyage with the Spider Army. What went right?
Just the killing power. You used to play in the dead and it just can't kill anything.
Yeah.
These 6s, especially against good armies. With this, it just kills a lot quicker and
Yeah.
faster and can win the fights.
So which do you enjoy more? So obviously the dead are remarkably good at not dying, ironically, and the spiders are incredibly good at dying, but they're also very good at killing. So which one of you, are you enjoying this for your maiden voyage?
So far, yeah, spiders
Yeah.
probably a lot better.
Yeah, I mean the 10-inch movement's really nice as well.
Yeah, I think you got to look at the fact that the spiders, even though they've got the lower defence, coming up against a strength, even like a generic strength 3 army, they're you only wound them on 4s. Strength 4, it basically nullifies the strength 4 because strength 3 or 4 they're wounded on 4s.
Absolutely.
And then the fact with the strength 5, the fight 4, 2 attacks of strength 5 rerunning 1s, even against the defence 7 of the dwarves, they were just cutting through them, needing the 5s. So.
Yeah, it also helps getting that first jump off with the 10-inch movement as well. So you only managed to get 1 enrage off, which is unfortunate. It's quite hard to hide Druzag when the front line will crumble quickly and is also twice the speed. Was the enrage successful?
Yeah. Got a heroic combat off and did
11-inch hurl.
11-inch hurl.
11-inch hurl.
That wounded Dane and only Dane.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, well, if you're going to win one model, Dane's probably the one to do it too.
Yeah. I mean, the Enrage was textbook. It was exactly how he should have done it. I think he was just unlucky that the hurl itself only wounded one model and not the rest. The other sort of 12 that he went through.
So Ben, who was your man of the match?
Mine was Dane because he withstood a paralyse. Only took one fate through the hurl, and pretty much for the rest of the time mullered everywhere. Took out Druzag, took out the Spider Queen, and pretty much every fight he won, he wounded. I think there was only one turn where he didn't actually kill a model outright. So for me, Dane was definitely.
It's a fairly good shout. And Jack, who's your man of the match?
Druzag, he managed to win one combat, but with it he managed to stun a Khazad.
Wow, that's quite an achievement. I made a comment similar when it happened, but what's quite comical about that is Druzag managed to stun a dwarf by hitting him with the skull of a dwarf. So, Dubakar, really. Right, well, hopefully this has been an enjoyable battle rep for you. I know it was a very close game here, so hopefully that's reflected quite well. We'll get back to you next time. Thank you very much.